Hello. We're now in lesson 18 of the Arabic course and looking at exercise 16. We continue looking at the verb, and in exercise 16 we have some of the other verb forms, the imperatives, infinitive and participle. So we can start reading the first sentence. يا نساء اسمعنا صوت أطفالكن. Okay? يا نساء, O women, or hey women. نساء, right? Women. اسمعنا, listen to or hear. صوت, voices. أطفالكن, your children's voices. طفل is kid, أطفال is kids or children, and kunna is yours. Kunna is the pronominal suffix in the feminine. So speaking to a feminine second person, speaking to several women, speaking to more than one woman, and no men, you would use the pronominal suffix kunna, your children. And the third word, sma'na, is the imperative. Sma'a would be the imperative in masculine singular, listen or hear. And sma'na, the ending na, is for the feminine plural. Okay, going on to sentence 2. الدخول في هذا الأمر أسهل من الخروج منه. الدخول is the entering, entrance or entering. Entering this thing or this case is easier than exiting from it. This is an example of infinitives. Now the form of the infinitive varies from verb to verb. So you have to look up in the dictionary. Sometimes a particular verb can even have several forms that the infinitive can take. The infinitive in its nature is simply a verbal noun. The verbal action expressed as a noun. Entering, exiting, and so on. And dukhulu is then one of the infinitive types for dakhala, which means to go in. And it here figures with it here has the definite article, ad-dukhulu, the entering. Fi hadha al-amri, in this case. Ashalu is an elative, as we saw as we just saw, elatives. Sahl or sahlun is easy. Ashalu is easier. The entering in this case is easier. Min al-khuruju minha. Elatives, when they are used for the comparative, meaning easier than, for instance, the than is expressed in Arabic by a min. So the min here is to be translated as than. Easier than al-khuruji minhu. Easier than the exiting from it or going out from it. Al-khuruji. Khuruji, the I is the genitive I because of the preposition, as we've seen many times. The prepositions govern take the genitive, govern nouns in the genitive. And minhu, from it, a regular preposition there with a pronominal suffix hu, from it. Okay, let's look at the next sentence. أيها الأمير انزل من فرسك وادخل منزلي وهذا لي شرف عظيم. أيها Amiru. O Amiru. O Amiru. O Prince. انزل من فرسك وادخل منزلي. انزل, the third word, dismount or step down. Min farasika, from your horse. Step down. Nzil is the imperative form. Wadkhul, and go in or enter my building, and so on. Yeah. So if you go down to sentence 6, you'll see examples of the participle. The participle is recognized by a long A after the first root consonant. So sentence 6 reads أخت التاجر جالسة على الكرسي. The sister of the merchant is sitting on the chair. أخت التاجر, sister of the merchant. جالسة, sitting. جالسة is the participle. The participle is called the participle because it participates in two word classes. It's both a verb, because it contains the verbal action, and it's also an adjective. So it's inflected as an adjective. Here it's inflected in the feminine singular because it's predicative to the merchant's daughter, which obviously is feminine singular and also nominative. Now, again, the participle simply means sitting. The participle in Arabic is used pretty much as the participle in English. The merchant's daughter is sitting on the chair. Again, the is not expressed in Arabic, but sitting is. Now, the participle in Arabic also, it comes both as an active participle and as a passive participle. الدخول ممنوع. That's sentence 7. الدخول ممنوع. The entering is forbidden, meaning entrance is prohibited. The entering, الدخول, is the infinitive, which we also saw in the beginning of sentence 2. الدخول, the entering. ممنوع, that's the passive participle. The root here is منع, mim nun ain, and the passive participle then adds a ma in the front of the verb, of the root rather, and puts an u, a long u, into the word between the second and third root consonants. Mamnu'un, forbidden. And that was exercise 16. Thank you.